Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Jermaine Morgan TV. In today's episode, I'm going to show you how to add the sauce to your groove, so stay tuned. Alright guys, welcome back, and listen, if you're new to this channel, do me a huge favor. Go ahead and press that like button to help this video be found by more people like you. Also press subscribe and turn on my notifications so you don't miss any of my videos. As usual, I appreciate you guys for being here. Alright, so jumping right into today's lesson, I was in a one-on-one coaching call with one of my students, and one of the things that he mentioned, he was wanting to know, how do you know how to add the stuff? Okay, we've learned all this stuff. We've learned the pentatonics. We've learned the different modes and all this kind of stuff. He's like, how do you put it together? So I just wanted to do a video and share some thoughts that I shared with him to hopefully better help you guys to put this stuff that you learn in all these different scales, the pentatonic, major, minor, all these different things, how to put them in the proper context and give you my way of how I figure this stuff out and how I kind of know what to put where, that kind of thing. So hopefully we'll answer some of your questions today. Now, first things first, the track that you heard me playing is a nice little funky groove in the key of E, and you can access that backing track. I uploaded it and I will put the link in the description below. You can go right after this video and jam out to this track. It's a real fun track, as you can hear earlier. So in this particular track, it's just a really funky groove in E. You know, we're playing now, I did a video a while back where I actually explained, I think it was in season 3, where I explained how to play that particular groove. So I won't go into the specifics of that groove and how to play it, any of that in this particular video. But some of the things that I want you to be thinking about in this video is what I'm pulling from to get the ideas of the little lines and the stuff that I was adding. So one of the biggest things that I do is I pay attention to context. Context has been a huge factor in helping me to better understand. Because one of the things I was able to ask my student, and he might be watching this video, but one of the things I was able to ask my student, I was like, man, what did you grow up listening to? And he was, you know, this guy's much older than I am. He's like, man, I grew up listening to everything. So I mean, I got the 60s, the 70s, 80s, and so on. So, and I was like, dude, your music vocabulary, it's larger than mine just by default because you've been exposed to so much music. Now, the biggest thing I'm going to tell you is don't throw away all of the stuff that's part of your culture. One of the biggest things that started helping me to understand improvisation and moving around the bass with lines and that kind of thing was to embrace where I came from. That's something that really, really helped me because, I mean, since I've been able to play, I started on guitar, and most of you guys know that, but coming up with licks and coming up with lines came kind of easy to me for the most part. Not complicated stuff, but the simple, you know, major, minor, pentatonic stuff kind of came natural to me, understanding it. But actually placing it in a groove on bass was two completely different animals. Now, like I was telling my student, you have to go back and grab all that stuff that you've been hearing all these years. Just take this groove. Now, we got a James Brown type groove that we can pull from. Now, granted, the groove moves a little bit more than James Brown, but it's that kind of feel. It kind of got that James Brown thing. So what I do is I don't invent the wheel. I go listen to something that has that kind of a feel, and I listen to the musical elements that are happening there. You might say, well, back in the day, James Brown's bass player didn't really move that much. True. He kind of stayed, he found a pocket and stayed on that pocket. But if you listen to other elements in the band, like Maceo, the horn players, the stuff that they were doing, even the lines that the guitar player was doing, even James Brown's vocal. I'm using this for just a reference because this is a funk track. Like if we were to take James Brown's vocal, that gives us an idea of what we can play over a groove like that. Like just take I Feel Good, for instance. He's like, I feel good. You see what I'm saying? So he's taking that minor pentatonic. So that gives me a line. That gives me a line right there simply by taking that same context. He sung it in a minor type, funky type context. So I can take, if I'm playing a groove that's similar, it might not be that same song, but I can take elements of what he's saying and add my own spin to it. And so now I just kind of move the timing around a little bit. So I just take those same lines and add my own elements to it. So I feel good. I knew that I would. So now I've taken two lines based off the melody of what he is singing. Now, I'm not even thinking about the horn players, the guitar, because there's so many different things I can pull from. Now, if you want to get more rhythmic with it, we can take this backing track again. How is the drummer playing around with that rhythm? I've talked about that multiple times. We listen, and I'm not going to do it in this video because I've done it so much, but we listen to these different elements and just pull one of them and take the rhythm of how they're playing. We can listen to the shaker. We can listen to the tambourine, all these different things. And that gives me the type of rhythmic approach that I can come with. So now I have context. And with this particular lesson, I'm going based off what you know. Based off what you know, if you recognize the sound, even if you don't recognize the name of the pentatonic scale, but you recognize the sound of it. So like, you know, if I were to take that, I recognize that sound. So if I can take that sound, I can pull out certain things that just say James Brown because, of course, that's soul, that's funk. So I'm going to go to something that's like known for that particular genre, and I pull from that. And as I get more comfortable with that, I can start exploring other genres that I can kind of implement that stuff in. But right away, I'm going to go to the source. You might say, I wasn't able to listen to that stuff growing up, and I totally get it. A lot of the music that I heard growing up was, I was restricted. There's only certain things that got through that I was able to hear. But all in all, now with YouTube, you're able to just Google search soul music, look up stuff from the 70s, stuff from the 80s, and just get some ideas. Look up all this different music, and now you put it in a proper context. But at the same time, don't throw away the stuff that you've grown up listening to, because that's where you get your ideas from. You might not play soul music, so you might not have many ideas for soul music, but you may have grew up playing country music, and it used more of the major pentatonic stuff. So you can pull from that and kind of do the same thing that we did with the James Brown vocal. Take little lines, and you can start with like 3 lines. Something simple. I took just, I feel good, I knew that I would. So good, so good. I just took the line of what he's singing. It's a very simple melody, and that gave me something to add to my groove. So I just added that to the groove, and it just gave me something to add. So in essence, you can start using this right away to start adding more to your bass line, more sauce, so to speak, to your bass line. Some of you guys might be like, what is sauce? Sauce is like that little spread that adds a little bit more flavor to the bass line. So it's not bland. It's just not meat and bread. We need some sauce to add with it. So there you go. That's how you can start finding things to add to your lines simply by listening to what's already been put out there, and you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Just really, really work on listening. All right, so I want to announce the winner of this week's string giveaway, sponsored by SIT Strings. The winner is Johnny Holmes. So Johnny, if you're watching this video, be sure to shoot me an email at jermaine@jermainemorgan.net. I need your address. I need to know where to send your strings to. And congratulations for you winning. I have one more set that I'm going to give away. So if you want to enter for your chance to win, just simply comment your name below and where you're watching from. That's all you have to do. Also, if you want to continue in this lesson where we dig just a little bit deeper, be sure to join the monthly membership today. That way I can get a little bit more in depth. And if you're not already joined, you are already missing out, because there's over 150 videos of lessons. A lot of those things are not covered here on YouTube, but you'll definitely get access to them exclusively on jermainemorgan.net. So I invite you to become a member. Listen, that's it for this lesson today. Oh, and another thing I want to give to you guys, I've been doing this for the last few weeks as well. I can't give everybody strings, but I can give you 2 free bass licks. So be sure to click in the description below to claim your 2 free bass licks, and I will see you guys on next week. I'm out. Peace.